Putting power behind your own name. Putting power behind your own name may sound like a foreign concept, or may sound like it's arrogant or conceited, terms that I don't affiliate or even subscribe to. However, think about it. Have you ever been in a situation where someone else came around and made you feel less than? Do you constantly find yourself comparing yourself to others' abilities or achievements, or feeling like you have to always one-up somebody? Do you run your own personal marketing campaign? Running your whole resume, telling where you've been, how educated you are, what your background is, your economic status. Do you need someone else's name to feel powerful? I know these questions aren't easily answered, honestly, even to yourself. You don't have to tell the truth to me, girl. But I'm just saying, if you answer the questions honestly to yourself, how many of them do you say yes to? Well, if you do say yes, don't feel bad, girl. We all have been there. We've all done that. Especially when we didn't know our own power. Putting power behind your own name, the name that you were given at birth. I am is the most powerful statement that you can make. I am Michelle. Simple as that. No explanation needed. I don't have to explain where I've been, what I do, what makes me me. None of that stuff. Because the person that's asking you to tell you to talk about yourself, and if they want to go farther than just the window dressing, then they will inquire. But feeling like you have to run your whole resume and attach all these labels to the only label that matters is unnecessary. The most important label that you can carry is your name. Put power behind your name, and don't allow other people to try to talk you out of doing that, making you feel like you have to equate yourself with all of these other external things and external people. Now let's explore a few labels. I've already named two. Conceited, arrogant. Just tricks you into not being assertive in your own self-worth. Don't fall for that. Just because words are in the encyclopedia, you do not have to subscribe to the meaning or subject yourself to living into a certain type of parenthesis because others looking in on you decide to do that for themselves. Other labels: ex-con, exotic dancer, sex worker. All of those labels are built in to keep you in the box, to make you believe that you aren't as important as others who may not have been that, or who may not agree with that lifestyle. You can decide for yourself that I am and be that. And it's just as simple as that. And let all of the rest of the stuff fall to the wayside. Labels only have power over you if you subscribe to them. If you do not subscribe to them, they don't matter. They vanish as fast as the people who are trying to stick them on you. Let's talk about a couple of more labels. Ghetto, low income, loose, unladylike. And there are a plethora of other labels. This society is label happy. They love to label things so they can put it in a neat little box. Those are the parameters that they've outlined for you. And that's what you are. That's how you live. You can unsubscribe to that. You don't need labels. Let the only label that matters be your name. I am Michelle. Period. People gonna come up with their own explanation of who I am. People gonna have their own perceptions of who I am. But what I do not need to do, what you do not need to do, is waste your time and energy explaining, giving examples of why you are who you are. Just be who you are and live your life freely. You don't need to wear other people's names on you to give you power. You are already powerful. Alone, in the dark, naked. I am. That's being who you are. Now, I know this is easier said than done because the need for the outside validation, that is taught to us unconsciously as children. We are programmed that way to seek validation from what I will call big people. Your parents, your siblings that may be older than you, peers, teachers, etc., etc., etc. We are wired that way from birth. And then, as children, we learn to do things to get that attention. And then when we become adults, if we haven't consciously separated that mentality from what we learned as a child, then we carry these behaviors over into adulthood, and that becomes unhealthy. That is why at Fly Girl Glitter we focus on healing your inner child, getting in touch with your inner child, connecting with your inner child, because you don't realize how much power what you learned in your youth has you. And if it was negative, or it became a negative reliance, then it is holding you back as an adult. But seeking outside validation is something that we all do, we all have done. However, when it becomes a need for you to make decisions that affect your life, then that's when it is unhealthy and problematic. It's important to understand that the likes, shares, and comments that you receive on social media needs to be differentiated from the worth you attach to yourself in your real life. One more time for the cheap seats in the back. It is important to understand that the likes, shares, and comments that you receive on social media need to be differentiated from the self-worth you attach to your real life. Likes, shares, comments on social media, all of that is nice, can be fun. We all participate in it because the culture is, social media influenced. That is understandable. But when the phone goes down, the computer goes off, when that networking platform is turned off, everything that you've taken in, you don't need to absorb it and try to apply it to who you are. You are who you are, and you need to decide who you are. You need to frame that. Then you need to stand on that. That's putting power behind your name. Because what you have to understand is constantly comparing yourself to the best moments in life that other people are showing you in reels has nothing to do with the behind the scenes you. What's going on behind the scenes? Because I guarantee you, if you could break into the psyche of about 85% of the people on social media, they are not always having a sunny day. So stop comparing yourself to that. Stop feeling like you have to justify who you are and what you did. We've all made mistakes. We've all had moments where we aren't proud of, and we wish we could go back. But you can't ever go back. The only thing you can do and should do is look back and learn from that and apply it to going forward, standing on it, putting power behind your name. You don't need no labels. Your bag doesn't have to have somebody else's name on it to feel powerful. Your shirt, your shoes, what you drive, where you live, all of that is unnecessary. Practice when someone says, tell me about yourself. Instead of running down, oh, I have this many degrees, I went to this school, I was raised in this type of home, and that has nothing to do with someone asking you, tell me about yourself. When you're first meeting someone, it should be, my name is Michelle. I am kind. I am a free thinker. I am independent. I am a free spirit. I love to walk in nature. My favorite flowers are delphiniums, purple ones to be exact. My favorite color is purple. You see what I'm saying? Then if someone is interested beyond the window dressing of you, they will inquire further. Put power behind your name so you don't have to feel like you need all of these external things to show that you are important. Being important is a state of mind, not a status or economic level. I know society tells you that, but that is not the case. That is not the true case. That is not what really matters. If it did, then natural disasters would separate the people with a certain economic status and a certain background. But it does not. If you're in the path of a natural disaster, it cleans up everything. It cleans up everybody. So stop falling into all of that bull about needing this, that, and the third to speak for you. Just be you. Simply being you looks just like this. I am Michelle. Don't fall into the materialism trap. I know society tells you that you need to buy. You need to have this and have that to look a certain way. Then you go on social media, you see this person with this and you see this person with that, and now you want it. That's fine and dandy. If you're buying things because you love them, you like them. But when you think that materialism speaks for who you are and gives you worthiness or elevates you in a way that makes you not be seen from an uncomfortable position, such as your race or your economic status, perhaps the way you were brought up and you didn't have a lot, and you think now that you can access these things that will erase what you experienced, it's all an illusion. It does not work. True power comes from within. What you feel, how you think, not what you wear and what you drive. At the end of the day, that doesn't matter. Because if somebody has already decided that they're going to put you in a box and label you, you're pulling up in a new expensive car. It's not going to change that. So what you need to do is that. So what you should do is ask yourself, why does it matter? Why am I working so hard to provide an illusion of a perception to somebody most of the time that you don't really even know personally? What you working so hard for? You have one life. Put power behind your name and live from that